Hello, today I'm going to talk about this book that's called The Famous Five on a Treasure Island. And this is a series of 21 books. So this is gonna take a while to read this whole series. But this is the first book. This is the first book of the series that's called The Famous Five. And this book is called Five on a Treasure Island. And the author for this book is called Blyton, and the illustrator for this book is called Rune Blake. And I'm going to read the text back here, then I'm going to talk about this book. Julian, Dick, Annie, George, and Timmy, the dog find adventure wherever they go. A shipwreck of Kirrin Island, but where is the treasure? The famous five are searching for clues, but they're not alone. And now I'm going to talk about this book. So it starts with Julian, Dick, and Annie. Julian and Dick, they're boys, and Annie is a girl. They are our siblings. And their mom and dad is gonna go to they're gonna go to a vacation. So then these three siblings, they're gonna go to a place. Their aunt lives, and she's called Aunt Fanny. And there lives also this person. There lives also George. She is called actually Georgina. But she doesn't answer anybody if they say Georgina to her, because she doesn't like to be a girl. She likes to be a boy. So I'm gonna say he, not she, and I'm gonna say George. So then George, he likes to be like alone. So in the start, when those three come, Julian, Dick, and Annie, they wasn't friends with each other, but at last they got friends with each other. And then George talked about his private island. He had an island and then a shipwreck, and it was his. So his mom had this place, and then his mom said that he's gonna get this place. So then George talks about it and says, maybe I can maybe I can show you this place to those. So then at last George did it. So then they was gonna go there to this place, and they had fun, and they're gonna stay there a little bit. And then George showed around, and then they're gonna go again there, but there is a storm going to come. So then they want to go there, but even if a storm is gonna come. So then this storm is coming, and then the shipwreck, it becomes so bad that they need to hide. And then this shipwreck that George had, it went up and got stuck in the island somehow. So then they're gonna look at this go in this shipwreck and see how is it there. And then they go there, and then it's they look and look, and they found a box in a room, and they cannot open this box. So then they takes the box home, and from the first at the top of the house, they're gonna throw it so hard they can on the ground, and it broke at last open. And then it was also like other person, and he studied with books, and he's writing books. So he's not very glad. He gets angry if they like disturb him. So then he got angry this time, because he got disturbed. So then he took the box, and then when this person is sleeping, Julian and they all make a plan to take the box. They take the box quietly to take the box, and then they take the box very good, and then they open it. And in this box, the very important thing in it was a map about this island. So then they and then it says on in the it was a place. It said ingots, and ingots is meaning it says gold. So then they're gonna stay there at this island for 2 days and gonna look. So they look and look. They find a well, and then they try go down in the well, but they cannot find this place even if they go down the well because it was too hard to get down the well. So then they look and look. They takes a spade and does like that, and they look and look. At last, they find this place. It was under the ground. So then they find this place. They goes into a room, and then Dick he got when they're trying to break the lock down. A splinter comes out, and just like that come on Dick's cheek, so he starts to bleed. And then Julian, Annie, and Dick, they go up, and then Julian goes down again. So Annie and Dick stays up there and is doing so they bleed like that. So the bleed stops. So then they do it, and then they got when they go in there, George and Julian, they go into this place, and then they see all the ingots, and then they hear someone putting a lock on and just closing the door and locks the door. It was 2 other people there that they didn't have seen. It was 2 other people there, and take they closed the door and locked because they wanted to have the ingots. They found this they found also this map, and they're gonna take the ingots. So then these 2 people say, go make a paper to your 2 other friends and say, come down, we have found the gold. So then they write it, but George writes Georgina, and when the paper comes up, Dick and Annie looks at the paper and says, it says Georgina. They just what? They didn't think of that. So they didn't went down. They think that this must be something wrong. Something's wrong there. So then they don't go down. They go. They looks if other place other boat have come, and it was that. I'm gonna drink some water. So then when they look at the boat, they find it, and then they know someone has trapped them. So then they're gonna try. Dick is going to go down the well and go down and escape them. And then he goes down the well, and when the other people had go home, so then they rescued George and Julian. So then they made a plan. When these 2 people came back, Dick is gonna go down the well and is locked the door. So then everything went good, but he couldn't close the lock. So then the lock just burst open. They could burst open the door, and then Dick ran, but they couldn't find him because they didn't know about this opening in the so the well, but the other way, they went out the other way. Before they did it, George took with him an axe. When they're gonna run, they take the things they need. They didn't take all the things they needed, but they just took an axe, and George did this on the other boat and broke so the boats that you could not go on this boat. You could not use this boat anymore. So then they used their boat and come home and said to their Aunt Fanny and this other person. Then they said, and then they're gonna talk with the police and like that. And they say, the police says it's those ingots. So they get the gold and they're very happy. But George is a little bit, he's not very glad because his friends that he got is gonna go home at last. But then why did it say famous 5? Because it also was a dog. They also had a dog that was called Timothy. And that was actually all for this book that was called The Famous 5 on a Treasure Island. And this book is fun, very good. I recommend it very, very much. And my best characters for this book was Julian, Dick, Annie, George, and Timothy. And my next book is a Swedish book. And bye-bye!